As I sit here on this Independence Day, I'm it's almost too surreal, things that have happened as after moving here on our historic homestead. So you will probably hear roosters crowing, dogs barking, and everything else. I've been trying to catch them at a time when maybe they'll be a little silent. But I'm having my coffee this peaceful morning, and I'm just ecstatic about the collaborative opportunity that has come about for me and my son. He's an amazing artist, and I'm not saying it just because I'm a mom. And he has been selected to do a painting at the Beverly Center in Los Angeles. And to collaborate with him and to share what I'm going to share with you today, it's a writing that I did about a year ago when I was also thinking about this time, which is from Juneteenth to the 4th of July, and how we all just want to be free. So we're collaborating right now with an organization called Paint the City Peaceful. And when my son got the opportunity to do this mural, and I just read Mom's House to him, the writing that I'm going to read to you today, just last week, and they asked him about doing this project, and he called me excited and said, "Mom, your Mom's House is perfect for what he's painting, and it's themed. How does it feel, or what does it mean to you to be free?" So I'm going to share with you over my coffee what I've written, and it's titled Mom's House. So, I was once asked by a dear friend who's white my thoughts regarding others insisting that black people are being racist because white people now feel overwhelmed by constantly seeing Black Lives Matter, Black History Month, black colleges, etc., like it's being crammed down their throats. In response, the best that I could explain our plight is as though we have grown up in Mom's house. Now, no one can know how we, black people, feel if you haven't walked a day in our shoes. Even though it's wonderful that so many others, meaning our white friends and colleagues, are sympathetic. Using my mom analogy, even though we grew up in the family house, we all knew whose house it was. Mom's house. You live in it, contribute to it by cleaning, helping to maintain it, and even list it on your legal documents as your house, your place of residence. But you and everyone else knows whose house it really is. The only place you think is your domain is your bedroom. Now that's where you express yourself, but you better not feel too confident and decorate on the outside of your bedroom door. And God forbid if you paint the outside of your door your favorite colors, like red, black, and green. Mom will step up and say it doesn't go with her decor of the house and make you paint the outside of your door the color she feels fits her interior design. Now, that's how we as black people have operated in the United States. We live here, claim it as our place of residence, and are even welcome to somewhat move around freely as long as we don't change the decor and don't venture too far away from our bedroom, meaning our neighborhoods, schools, jobs, etc. We have to operate in a world that has also been built by us, but excludes us in ways that others don't even pay attention to because they are not on the receiving end. So the only way we as African Americans know that we can freely be us, walk our walk, and talk our talk is by placing our identification words on it. Again, Black History Month, Black Lives Matter, and so on. Our identifier words declare ownership. It's like living in Mom's house and you brought home food and put it in the refrigerator. Her refrigerator. If you want everyone in the house to know it's your food, you put your name on it. Now, even though the Green Book no longer exists per se, we as African Americans still live by an invisible Green Book standard, letting each other know where it's safe to go, forewarning where not to go, or where we'll feel comfortable. Using the mom analogy again, you can walk past Mom's living room, look in at the nice, pristine furniture, but you can only go in that room when company is over. And you better not move around too much, or she gives you the look. Now, in this analogy, the U.S. is Mom, And mom doesn't really know she has made the other residents of her home feel how she's made them feel until she later visits the adult child's home and the shoe is on the other foot. She doesn't like his or her decor and wants to give input on their design choices or how they should change their outdoor landscape. They don't agree, and her adult child is unrelenting. She doesn't like the feeling of not having any say. Mom feels like her child has gotten way too independent. Now, adding more fuel to the fire, she attends the adult son's or daughter's party, where most of the guests are their friends, their age, with their own likes, which are vastly different than her likes and beliefs. Now, even the food isn't what she would have selected. She can't regulate the guest list, control the conversation, nor can she veto the undesirable menu. Though this is foreign to her, she can't change it. Again, mom is America. Lack of control can be an uncomfortable feeling, but that doesn't mean we can't live cohesively. So when we as African Americans want to use identifying words, we're just claiming a space in a house that has always been dominated by mom. Now, as a disclaimer, this is not a dig at moms or motherhood. Heck, I'm a mom, and allowing my boys to grow up was hard for me too. Once they gained their independence and was not being challenged by me in every way for making their preferred choices or for just being who they are, they no longer had a need to put their name on everything or outwardly declare, "I'm here." So I, as a single mom, had to relinquish that they too should be able to live freely, equally, and without my input, dissatisfaction, or dominance. So now, do you hear me, Mom America? Do you hear me? Understand that this editorial is not aimed at discrediting the love I have for my white friends and colleagues. Actually, it's designed to help you better understand the world we have lived in and are often reminded we still live in mom's house, no matter what our financial status, education, title, or standing in the world. It just depends on where we go. So now, I'm sure this may not be received well by many, and that's okay. One thing that has changed, though, we can now openly reveal how unfair it is felt as we live and breathe in mom's house.